So, this is a good time to upload this video, I think. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to play a game in about an hour from the time this video will be uploaded, something like that. And the Detroit Red Wings are yet to play the game which is set for today. This, unfortunately, is not a post-game video. I'm recording it hours before. So, instead of actually going over Detroit and Washington, I wanted to talk about a guy whose impact is actually not going to be changed or subjected to today's Washington and Detroit game. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but hear me out real quick. The reason we are bringing up the Maple Leafs, the Red Wings, and heck, even the Edmonton Oilers is because of a few conversations that I've started to come across on the internet. So today what I wanted to do was give a big ol' smoochy shout out to a very special Detroit Red Wings forward who unfortunately has started to miss some time once again. It's Patrick Kane, ladies and gentlemen, number 88 on the Detroit Red Wings, a 37-year-old from Buffalo, New York, USA, who was signed on to the end of this season making $3 million, and who, of course, was the first overall pick by Chicago all the way back in 2007. I say this like we don't know who Patrick Kane is or what his story has been about. The guy's been one of the best players in the league since his debut, and he's arguably the best American hockey player to ever play the game. Who would have thunk it? But this season, Patrick Kane has gone out there as an absolute stud for the Detroit Red Wings. Yes, he had 59 points in 72 games last year. Pretty solid. But this year, the guy's back to his near point-per-game ways. 23 points in 24 total games played, 6 goals, 17 assists. The guy just clicks with DeBrincat, with Raymond, with Larkin, with everybody else that the Wings have cooking on their power play. Patty Cakes, is one of the main cogs in that machine. Unfortunately for Kane, he hasn't played since the Chicago game on Saturday a week ago. Who knows if he's going to play today? By the time this video is uploaded, maybe Patrick Kane had a hat trick, assuming he came back and I wasn't made aware of it. But the reason we are talking about Patrick Kane and his oodles and oodles of production is because of how it compares to a very particular first overall American who plays for Toronto. This is what the Michigan Sports Truth podcast went out there and posted on Twitter 2 days ago. Patrick Kane leads the Red Wings in points per 60 over their last 90 team games. Points per 60 this year, omitting empty net and PK, Patrick Kane, age 37 on a fake hip, 3.34 points per 60. Auston Matthews, age 28, 2.21. And the reason I wanted to bring up Auston Matthews' name, partially because it's kind of funny to poke fun at the Leafs wherever you can, but at the same time, I acknowledge the fact that Toronto, they've been down bad. I mean, this Maple Leafs team has not been good. They've been losing a lot more games than I think anybody was really expecting them to lose. They've been losing games embarrassingly. They're not getting the points that you would have expected them to have gotten. Sure, the departure of Mitch Marner really does affect that, but right now, Auston Matthews is at 23 points in 28 games. He's got 14 goals, so he is on pace for half a goal a game on the year, which is, by all accounts, not bad. I mean, getting 39 to 42 goals on a season, I'd say for most people, is a pretty all-right number. But not for Auston Matthews. This guy was one away from 70 2 seasons ago. This guy has had multiple 60-goal seasons. This guy has 41 goals when he declines. And he did this 41-goal season in only 52 games back in 2021. This is a player who went from 69 goals to 33 to 14. And now we are really starting to put a spotlight onto where his goal scoring has faltered the past few months. In fact, it's gotten so bad that you take a look at the Auston Matthews points log, just excluding the goal conversation in itself, you add in assists there, and you can say that Auston Matthews isn't even scoring as much as Lane Hutson is getting assists. So, yeah, Canadiens muse. Obviously, these guys are going to praise and glaze the Montreal Canadiens as much as they can. But to give a little bit more of a nuanced look, this is what JFresh went out there and tweeted earlier this week as well. Here is Auston Matthews' career goals per 82 games played metric. When Auston Matthews debuted, he had 40 goals over a pace of 82 games, followed up by 45, 45, then he reached absolute stellar heights of 55 goals, 65, 67, 44, and 70, only to drop to 40-goal pace the previous 2 years. Maple Leafs fans have been complaining about how this guy can't shoot a puck anymore, how he looks like he is totally out of it, and he refuses to utilize those wrists in the same way that he did in his near 70 goal year. So I thought it was funny just to bring up the fact that Patrick Kane, 37 years old and a fake hip, is severely outscoring Auston Matthews. He has a full extra point per 60 minutes of ice time compared to Auston, and that is quite funny. Now, I wanted to shift gears from talking about the Detroit Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs to talking about the Detroit Red Wings and another Canadian team, the Edmonton Oilers, who are going to be playing against the Minnesota Wild later today, or I guess by the time this video is uploaded, they already would have played against the Wild. Because I wanted to refer once again to those goaltending conversations. You see, they had to make some goalie moves, the Edmonton Oilers. They no longer can rely on Tristan Jarry in the short term. He got hurt. Cal Pickard is going to be the guy for now. And when you take a look at what goaltenders are on the market, you can talk about a Thatcher Demko, and you could potentially also talk about a Sebastian Cossa, because yesterday there was an article published on RedWingsInsider.com by Joshua Deeds that talks about how the Detroit Red Wings are primed for a goalie trade with the Oilers amidst injury struggles. Let's go out there and read this. As soon as the Oilers acquired Jarry from the Penguins, he was placed on the IR just as quickly. The move has put them in a bad spot, as they only have Calvin Pickard to rely on if they don't dig into the pipeline with Bakersfield. However, the move has put the Red Wings in a prime position to make a trade with the Oilers. The Oilers placed Jarry on the IR due to an injury sustained against the Boston Bruins. Since the Oilers need NHL-ready talent for the crease, this could turn into an opportunity for Detroit to relieve a logjam in the crease with Sebastian Cossa as a trade chip. With Cossa being vocal about the fact that he wants to play in the NHL, this could end up being beneficial for both the Wings and Cossa. The former first-rounder has been blocked from a promotion to the NHL with the acquisition of goaltender John Gibson during the postseason. The two teams have been engaged in trade calls before, but nothing had materialized, though they have been trade partners in the past. The Red Wings could trade goaltender Sebastian Cossa and sell high to the Oilers. With a goalie pipeline so deep, the Red Wings could take advantage of the wealth they have in net this season and deal Sebastian Cossa. He's proven himself ready for a call-up to the NHL this season, helping to lead the Grand Rapids Griffins to a historical AHL start. The former 15th overall pick has played like his draft selection with a record of 13-1-0, a .165 goals against, and a .937 save percentage. We're not sure of the return the Wings could get, but it would do Stevie Y a favor to sell high on him and maximize the return. Now, you can definitely have your opinions about that article and the idea that the Red Wings are coming from a wealth of value in their goaltending position. Say what you want about John Gibson and Cam Talbot, but Gibson has recently started turning it on. I'm not as confident in Cam Talbot at the moment, but Sebastian Cossa in the A has been very, very good. .936 save percentage, man. He's been awesome. And you also have to think about, hey, Tristan Jarry wanted to go over to Edmonton because he played for the Oil Kings, he settles in Edmonton. Sebastian Cossa, guess what? He also played for the Oil Kings. So there obviously would be a connection there from Edmonton's POV. But I just wanted to toss this idea into the video as well, because I do think it's kind of silly, especially with the Red Wings' goaltending struggles this season too. Now that John Gibson is good, it's like, all right, let's trade Cossa. Let's trade him over to Edmonton. Is that really what we're going to start doing at this stage? I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the idea of Cossa over to the Oilers? What are your thoughts on Patty Kane severely outscoring Auston Matthews? Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. 9 and bye.